CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
CAC for the people to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes.
The time has come.
Yes.
So if you miss this weekend, the happening in Philadelphia at Clarion Hotel, you missed a lot. You missed us just enjoying and rejoicing to CMC song, So we're going to be talking about that. Hopefully, we'll be sharing with you pictures of what happened this weekend. What a glorious, wonderful weekend it was. And I'm going to introduce myself. You probably know who I am. I'm Dr. Francianne Chenoweth Richardson.
1.2. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, back.
Yes, we're just interrupted by Liberia, but and I'm the global chair for Citizens Movement for Change (CMC), and it's such a pleasure to be here. We are here almost every night, with the exception of Wednesday night. We basically come to share, the happenings that are going on within the CMC party. We come to tell you that as a party, we plan on making Liberia a better place for all of us, not just CNC members, but for all Liberians. We're kindly asking you to also invite us to transform Liberia. If you drive your car from wherever, perhaps Kakata to, Monrovia or vice versa, and we ask you to tune in this late night to CMC station, the Political Lounge. And if you are, working late tonight at a clinic or maybe a hospital, tune in to CMC. We're here to offer you the news relating to CMC. And if you just, laying down turning around, walking around the city of Monrovia or wherever you are, Kanta in Tuzon or wherever you are, yes, you can tune in to the Political Lounge. We'll be here to give you the news relating to CMC. So that's what I have for you. I'd like to circle back to my co-host, Madam Grace Gouache, so she can introduce herself to you. And then we're going to go with our Liberian brothers who are in the studio.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Hello, everybody. As you will know, my name is Oh Lord. Thank you, Dr. Francine Chinowe Richardson.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So
But I'm sorry. Let me ask. You know the problem that I went through with adding that name recently. So
exactly, exactly. So you have the right to own your name. Yeah, I like that. And after all the public brought you to this world,
that's right.
yeah, so it is good for his name to be heard right near your name and your husband's name. It's just a fair thing to do. That's the family legacy. Well, I would like to say welcome to everybody. My name is Grace Renell Urene Nanasewa Granting Kwa. How one person can have all that name?
Yeah, I like that. Nana Sewa.
Yeah, he let it Nanasewa. Okay.
I love that. Nana Sewa.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be here. You know, if you know me, you already know I am a diehard, convicted member of Citizens Movement for Change. My political leader is Honorable Musa Hassan Bilete. I am always happy to be here. This is a political launch, our CMC platform where we come here to give all the information concerning CMC or also talk politics, moral issues, social issues, and also just interact with one another. Where on Friday we come and do some donations to Liberia and interact with the people in Liberia. I want to say hi to the people listening to the radio. Hi to Henry and Ansu in the studio. We're always happy to have you guys here. And it's a great time, to be here because yesterday we weren't here and people started inboxing me. Oh, you didn't come yesterday and today you ain't coming again. I said, no, we're coming today. We human beings too now. We need to, yeah, we checking for a major program back to back to back. We needed to rest. We're tired, and so we are back here. If you want to share the show, I see one about Carriers Quillian. A second, he's watching. He says CMC for life. Me and you together. Tuka Pondo Wesson. He said, hi, Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson, somebody's greeting you.
Hi, Tuka. How are you?
Yes. And, it's always good to be here. Today is going to be a whole show about CMC because our weekend was a fulfilled weekend. And, we did a lot of stuff. And we have our political leader here with us in the States. And it was a glorious time, just interacting with him, him interacting with other people. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time. At the same time, we were able to recruit more people to CMC in all aspects. People who see us just on Facebook were joining. People came to the hall, they joined. And then people who just saw the political leader at, the place, the Lima program that he was honored, joined too. So we have major recruitment process in the program that we have. And that's the CMC way. That's the CMC way. So y'all can come in.
Okay. Okay. It's a great thing again to be here. It has been so much amazing. We're honored again to be here on another edition on the Tuesday edition of the Political Lodge. It's a regular feature. We are here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and that Friday. And Friday is the giveaway. At which time people are gonna call in and win. So it's actually good to see our energetic global chair, our followers. In the words of Dr. Francine, when you are at work, the security, the nurses, just everywhere you find yourself, we like to say, keep following the political lodge. My name is Henry, and Mel and Su together we're gonna drive you up to the hour. Yes, so it's good to be back.
All right. So thanks to the global chair, thanks to the to our diaspora chair. Wonderful, great to be in the radio. I know you people had a wonderful, great weekend with a lot of so many programs, engagement. It was just all CMC effects. We're just back home, finding activities. So say thanks again, Madam Grace, and you are Dr. Richardson. So we are good, very strong, and ready to move up toward 130. As Madam Grace said, it's all going to be CMC tonight because for us, they want to know how was it, you know.
Yeah.
We come and start preparing for somebody trips now. Yeah,
Yes.
we,
Yes.
we come
And
and
the
start
key thing,
preparing for somebody trips.
and
20,
the key
27, 20, 26, 27 man, we have to start doing something now. What? We can't be missing the jolly. We got leg up and we talk about the food, the drinks.
well,
But good.
we'll start having that conversation. Chris, we can hear you were saying something.
I said he thinks I'll be joking. I said I can start showing him some of the food pictures so you know what I'm talking about. Just the hors d'oeuvre alone can just make you want to eat.
Yes. Yes. So we can start, by, talking about Saturday and also Friday a little bit. Saturday and Sunday we'll do play by play so the entire world, the entire Liberia can understand exactly our mission in this weekend and how it was executed and how we feel so good about ourselves. Um, so, Madam Chris, you want to start with like Friday?
Yeah, so Friday, um, the September 27th, all our CNC members came from different states across America. They landed in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, on Friday. And we had a house there rented for them. And they ushered themselves into that house and they were there and they started a good time before our political leader were able to even come to the Philadelphia area. So we had the regional chair, which was, the regional chair for the actual place that we were having the program, Mr. J. Victor Namwe. He was at that place, and we had Mr. Gayman, Jerome Gayman, who also was there with his family. He is the VP for administration. He and his wife came, and Mr. Namwe and his wife was there, Amiko Emmanuel Nangbe. And then we have our own CNC recruiter from Phoenix, Dorothy Adoka. She showed up. She was there, ready to make us laugh. And I see that make us face.
Hi, Dorothy, if you're watching.
She was there, and then we had our chair for mobilization recruitment, Mr. William Crab Kennedy. He also arrived on that Friday, and we had our recruitment officer, Mr. Eric Domer. He also showed face. He was there, although he just drove from Delaware and came there. He was there, and they were all there. They had a wonderful time. Miss Emmanuel Dangwe cooked some amazing pepper soup. Oh God, that pepper soup! Because I had to drink some of that pepper soup on Saturday. It was very, very nice. She made some nice pepper soup, and they all have fun. So me and Dad wasn't there, on Friday night. Saturday morning, we all met them there. The people who came on Friday, we arrived Saturday morning by 11. That was there by 11:30 at least. And we met the crew there, and we had a meeting, an amazing meeting with the PL. He came later, and the meeting really went well. After that, then we're running out to left the meeting to start to go to the hall around 2 to around 3. Can't see people running. Everybody covering up. Because we got to dress, put our makeup on, look prim and proper, and be ready for the show. So we had to do all of that. So we started running to get ready. We went back to where we were supposed to be, and then bam, the whole thing started. Let me just show you a picture also on the panel. The whole thing started, and we're prepared now, getting ready Oh. I tried to show it. He said he very far. I said, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're then not getting ready to get ready for the actual event.
yeah.
Go ahead, Doc. You can come
So
in.
as you prepare to show, how we're getting ready, I just wanted to talk about, you know,
Do I just say ready?
I I saw that. Yeah. I just wanted to talk about how we all met, and it was a good thing. It was good to see the people that you're working with and to hear everyone interest in CMC, and everyone talking about or talked about, their desire to see our country move forward, to see change in the country. So it was a beautiful thing. We also spoke about and also enjoy, uh, when you're in a political party, what it takes, to carry out the party, to look at some of the operations of the party, and to also plan the future or what we want to see the collaboration between our political party and the people in Liberia, what we intend to do for our country. So it was a beautiful thing just watching how people
Can
were
I come you quick and talk about the food before you could elaborate? But I forgot the main course food that
that Donso wife.
yeah,
Yeah,
Masebe,
Masip.
Donso, Mr. Califale Donso, we call him Katie, our own brother, and then also Fasiki, Sidiki, wife. They are friends to the honorable man. They are friends from the time they were young. And their wives came and brought us a whole table spread. Are you guys listening to this thing or you're paying attention? And they brought a whole table spread. When they say food, and so the way you left food business.
Food
When they say
galore.
food, tell you to say food or other stuff. I mean, what kind of food we never had?
Yeah.
Those two ladies cooked and they brought us drinks, they brought us food. They came with their smiling faces. They were able to sit there. They made sure they served us. And I just like, I don't, these people are just so nice. And I wanted to say thank you to my Segwe Donso and also to his Fasiki wife. Say thank you. We call it our wives.
Miriam.
Miriam, Miriam and Masebe. I call her Masia. I want to say thank you to them for what they did. And remember, they are all CNC members. So they were in the town and they wanted to make us to feel good. I just want to say that. Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I mean, talking about the food, first we had the seafood soup. There were crab, crawfish, fish. I mean, some little pepper in it. So it was just awesome. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Nama's wife, Dorothy. They, got up in the morning and prepared that meal. So it was like, if you woke up in the morning and I don't know what they were suffering for in that morning, but whatever it was, that soup really opened the eye, goo. So, and then later on in the evening, as Madame Gua said, we just got a spread of, different types of fried rice, jollof rice, plantain. It tastes like acheke, but it's not acheke. Like vegetables, fruits. I mean, it was the whole spread, that you could think about. So that was very, very good. So as we were meeting, we, took a lunch break or some dinner break or midday break, and were able to, jump on to something, and it was really, really good. And then, of course, we came back to carry out the meeting. So yes, special thanks to Masiebe Donso and also Miriam Fasiki. We didn't have to give them enough notice to just drop whatever they were doing and came to support the team. They stayed in the meeting. They were, very, they listened well, I won't say, and of course, provided the input at different times. But yes, it was really great to have them. And we are very thankful for CMC supporters who can, throw down, they threw down. Yep.
And we're very appreciative to all our members that show up, especially to, Dorothy King from all the way Phoenix. Dorothy, she our girl. So we always happy to have her around. We have serious major fun, and the program went on, and the program. Why are you laughing?
No, I laugh when I laugh at for Thursday. I laugh at Thursday. Yes, people is watching. So I think I just say about Thursday. We all got an inside joke that we talk about. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah. So the program was very nice, and then we went to the actual program. The program we had the pathway to change.
Had GB there. You put had GB there. GB.
Okay.
But we have GB here, but we didn't eat GB. No time, Ansu.
No time, as soon as I see the food, say my stomach can just get full. I saw all the food. I just wanted to have like, wow, how am I going to eat all of this? I lost my appetite.
Yeah, no GB or that, but we do have GB here. It was just like the time factor. And keep in mind, when you rent an Airbnb, it's not here. It's like a hotel, but it holds more
Okay.
people. So it's
Hmm.
somebody else's. It's like somebody who owned their home before, but then maybe no longer live in that home. You guys have the same thing like Europe, but they rent it out to others. So what I can imagine we're gonna keep cook GB in the poorhouse. We're going to spend it for a couple of days. So we're very mindful of how one of the people to clean up and all of those things. So yes, yes. Um,
So there was no GB there.
mhm.
How you come to America, you like bro eating GB. Then you won't come to America and eat GB on top of it.
Yeah, oh, I mean, Madam Grace makes a point when Chairman first visited the country. I offer him collard green and rice when he got here. People complain. They said, "Hey man, why I was supposed to get me American food instead of getting collard green and rice?" I just thought because where what is your part of where I am? Eat my Liberian food yet? So
Yeah.
even though Sharon it didn't matter to him, but it was just like
And then
so
moving forward after that day, he was eating a lot of American food anyway.
yeah, he is. He did. Yeah, he wanted his regular salmon.
Yeah, he wanted his salmon and all that kind of stuff. So he ate his salmon. He ate a fish. We made
Mhm.
sure we prepared fish for him. The different areas that he came to visit. He had his fish and he was happy.
Yes.
And yeah, so the program went on well. It was very well organized as CMC always does. We have our red carpet. We had a backdrop. It were there and we took pictures. We gave the message. The PR spoke very well. He told the people exactly what he was looking at. He told them exactly how he saw that we were supposed to be. This is a picture from the hall. Let me just show you one. I hope it doesn't say no way. It said no way. I don't know why.
Ah, what's going
Yeah,
on today?
I don't know. It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's sad, but anyway, maybe it needs to sink in. I don't understand why, but yeah. So it was it was a very good time that we had. I mean, we did what we were supposed to do as CNCmers, and and left everything to God to do the rest, and He did that. They, everything was well planned. I just want to show one of the pictures. This is the red carpet and CMC backdrop. Um, that's one of the pictures I can show. The me ones I'm supposed to show is stuck. So I don't know why, but we'll come here another day and then we can always show it. But this is the red carpet and the backdrop behind it. The program was very, very organized. The PR spoke very well. I was looking forward to his speech. Now, one of the things I told him today when I spoke to him, I said, "You are very, very eloquent when you are not told, reading from a paper. You just like you flow like that because you know exactly." And it's amazing because most of the time, most people will not be that articulate, especially when it comes to politics. They have to really tell them what to say. But he speaks when he's not told what to say, and he is very fluent, and he knows to start it. He knows how to preach, and he knows how to come to the end of it and close it. And that's one of the qualities again about him. So I was really amazed with the speech. Even the speech was so great until a journalist, a library journalist, was very inclined with the American Star. She decided to analyze this speech. She said she was sending it out for us to look because she said herself was amazed with the speech when she heard it. So that one of the things that he did well, he did the speech and he answered to the questions, and everything, and that was a wonderful thing. So I don't know if you have the video because you're the journalist in Liberia. You should have that video with the PL speaking
Yeah,
because
so as you guys look for the video with the PL speaking and other important videos that happened that night, Saturday night, I just wanted to share with you guys. I liked, I was running a little bit late because we had left the meeting late. So, but Madam Grace School, I was already there. She was there on time with the rest of the team, to make sure that the hall was well set up. So when you enter the hall, we had our dynamic, you know, uh, female leader, Madam Gertrude Jefferson. She was very supportive, very helpful. Um, so when you enter the hall, we had all of the paraphernalia like CMC hats, CMC banners, CMC, chain, keychain, CMC, just different, t-shirts, so Madam Gertrude was in charge of, making sure that people, are enticed and people pick them up as they were passing by. So before you enter the hall, that's what you saw. And then when you enter the hall, on your right hand side was the banner, so people could take their pictures. So people came in taking pictures of the, that they were at the CMC event. And then, of course, as you went around, we had the seating kind of, assigned those ways. And then, of course, they had the food, great food again, great, excellent food. The DJ was, in the back of us. He was instructed to make sure that he played our CMC song. But the ambience, the whole area it was just great. It was just a good company, good networking with people. A lot of CMCers were there. A lot of people who wanted to hear our political leaders speak, they were there. A lot of people who, were friends of ours who got interest but they're not sure. They were convinced that night. They were there. As we already said, people flew in from all over. We have different sectors of the Liberian community representing, and they were there. So it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful night. So in the middle of the stage, there was a panel of a group of leaders that sat, people like Mr. Namen, Mr. Gilman, Madam Chris Gore, myself, uh, who else? Madam Didi Shacks sat at the table. There were, I'm sure I'm missing some
it's the
people.
Secretary General for the
Secretary
Global.
General, yes, Global. Madam Vicky Santolo Zulu, who was actually one of the first picture that you saw. She also sat at the table there. So it was set up and arranged that way. And then the occasion was emceed by who's saying it? I'm not ready for that yet. Though. Who's playing it?
Yeah,
Yes.
we don't want a speech. We want a speech at our program. This was when they honor him at the Limat program.
Yes. Yeah, so we'll get to that. That was on Sunday. We're still on Saturday yet. So on Saturday, the program was emceed, of course, by Mr. Richardson. He and Craig Kennedy, William Kennedy, were both the MCs of the program. And so the program, and then of course, Mr. Bashu Gwa sang a beautiful song. I hope, too bad. Did you bring his music here? He said, change. What's the
Changes.
change
There's
coming?
a change that is coming. Yeah.
That's a change that is coming. Was the song that he said. And it was really shocking for us, for a lot of people in the hall, because when you kind of see Bashu, you don't think song, beautiful voice. You don't see, you don't think that you're being inspired by his voice, but so that's this disconnect. But when he started singing, like everybody, like, whoa, what is this? And it really resonated because there is a change coming to Liberia, and that change is called CMC. So the song was quite appropriate. And as Madam Grace Gore said, our political leader, he just, and people wanted to hear that. He gave the state of Liberia at this current state. He talked about it. He talked about, the house of the legislature where he works. And one of the things that I took away was that, I mean, it is a branch that needs to be audited, period. There's no if and. In order for Liberia to function well, that branch needs to be audited. How is it possible that we can have a branch that determines the money in the country and how the country function, how monies are assigned to different areas, but then we don't know how they spend how they spend their own money, So he talked about that. He talked about what it's like to be a business person like Liberia. He talks about how if you are a person like Liberia and you try to speak up, if there's government census that you want to speak up against them, uh, they will come after you. So his speech was very compact. People really liked it. And then after that, we gave people the opportunity to ask questions. There were, people coming up to the podium. I remember vividly, there was one guy who praised him, brought back some memory. He said that people didn't know, we didn't know. I mean, it's just amazing. Like, a couple of things happened. First, even when we're at the meeting, there was a young guy that came in and he told a story about how when he was at Cottington University and, Honorable Ability sponsor him, and we didn't know the story. So this is, again, even before Honorable Ability became representative, these were the things, just a little Snapchat of the things that he was doing for people, helping people. You can't beat that. And then in the hall, I don't know if Anna Grace, do you remember there was this guy who stood up and said he came to the program because he was familiar with Honorable Ability. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm listening. I'm wondering, okay, where we're going to go with this. And then he said, Liberia's Football Association is where it is today.
Yes.
Because of Honorable Ability. He said the building, the policies, the strategies, because if anyone can remember, we didn't take football highly in our country. We didn't put any type of status to the game. And it was through his innovation and his pushing, his determination to make soccer or football, if you want to call it, something, a household issue in our country. Because even though in Liberia, you play football, you say, oh, blah, 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 not knowing. I mean, we had an ex-president who gained his stardom from playing football, who perhaps, was pushed in Liberia and had to play. But you want to give credit to, the people, the family members, people like Honorability who supported soccer in our country. So now I thought that was really, really powerful when he said, it was a powerful analogy of description of how he felt, his connection to Honorability, something that I didn't know, we weren't prepared for. And this was
me too, I didn't know at all.
Yes. And he was just, this is a random guy just talking, I mean, the background story is I had invited his wife. It was just very interesting and never knew the connection. And I think that she said on Friday or Thursday night, they were talking and she shared with him, oh, honey, we're going to this program. And she said, what program? He said, oh, Honorable Ability. He said, what? I know Honorable Ability. And so that's how he ended up coming to the program. But I didn't know they were married. I just been dealing with the wife, not knowing that they were both. And she said, you remember? So when she was leaving, she came to introduce herself. And because we had never met before, when they talked on the phone, when they had a business relationship. And so, she introduced herself. And she said, it was my husband who was asking that question and talking about it. I said, really? And then, of course, that's how, I put two and two together. But it was a beautiful night. That's just a shot of the event.
Yes. It was a beautiful night. And so before you ask any question, so I can elaborate a little bit more, especially when there was this guy who came and was giving his testimonial on Ability and things that he had encountered with him. And then when he was speaking, I turned around and I look at the PL, and And then he was looking at the man because I guess he had encountered so many people that he has really changed, made impact in their lives. And it looked like he was just in shock. Then it looked like he remembered it was then you could see that he remembered the guy. And I just thought that was a defining moment. Our camera woman, I want to capture that guy. I thought it was just amazing. And the guy went on to say that, all the things that Honorable Benedict had accomplished and how he respect his work. And he is always going to support him in anything that he does because he does everything like he does it. He didn't use the actual word, but the way he said like is my mom would say he does it sincerely and in truth. It's not because he wants anything, he don't want the fame. That's not why he does what he does. He just do it because it's time for him to do that. It comes like a second nature for him. So I really like that part. And one of the most amazing part for the renowned moment for me when he made his speech. I don't know. I'm still trying to find the fullness of the speech, but the speech was a very great speech. I think Leo Sese should have that speech on his page. The fullness of his speech as a CMC program was a defining moment where he spoke about so many things about the government, the witch hunting him, and things that he has accomplished within the time frame of his work within the government. And he talked about everything that the high Liberia can move to the next level. And he talked about that. He also challenged the president, that he should do better, for the Liberian people's sake. And he spoke about, his speech was really, I've been looking for the speech to re-listen to it myself all day today. I can't find the speech. So I'm still looking into it, but I hope Ahirinek could find it, and bring it for us to bring the speech out for us to listen to on the platform, although we still have until Friday. But I wish we had a speech here today.
Yes, if I could just add, as we talk, profound moments are coming up for us. One of the things that I remember taking away was he sort of spoke about, and if for lack of a better word, I would say, he said, I'm allergic to suffering. That's kind of what he was saying. He said in his story that was so touching, he said, when I was a kid, my mother worked on a farm. And I would go to the farm in Janssen, Nimakante. He mentioned that. He said it was so hard. You could tell that Honorable was a mama baby. How we can call it back home. He said, the Oma had a kind of wanted him to be somebody.
He was a mama's boy.
yeah, mama's boy, my grandson, right? And so they'd say, in the loving term, in terms of endearment, like, I beg you, just go to school. And he would run away. He would come. He said after school, he'll find a way to, the farm. And then so she would go and, beg him. They both cry together. Then she would go wait on the road when somebody going towards the town because she didn't want him to walk in the dark bushes by himself, the forest at that time. But she would say, yeah, take care of my son. Or let y'all keep an eye on my son. Yeah, because on the farm, I stay making farm. So he will follow the people. But so he gave us that backdrop to say it's hard for him to see people suffering because so many people, even if he was just walking behind those people, they contributed to his life to make him to who he is right now. The fact that they allow him to just walk with them, contributed to his life. So, that story was so important to me. Another thing that I took away, you can go to different programs, but you can see the humility in Honorable Benedict. During the break time, I was watching him, and I've been around, Liberian politicians, and there was this sense of genuineness when this man went almost table by table and spoke and asked people, how are you doing? You have any questions for me? How's the night going? He laughed. There's pictures of him just laughing with everybody. I don't know what they were talking about, but it was just, there was not this sense of, some politicians are uncomfortable doing that, or some people in general are uncomfortable, but that came natural to him. And it suggests to me his humility, his ability to connect to the people, to feel what you're feeling as a person. So that was really great. That was just I mean, I could talk on and on about that night, but I listened and I heard so many things. But yes, I like that.
That was a defining moment for me too, Doc. The humility of this man is just amazing. But he has a kind of gesture or a kind of way of life that, although I'm humble, but at the same time, he has his boundaries. So, he knows how to balance it. That's one of the things I noticed about him. The way he went from table, we had 10 tables
Mhm.
in that hall. 10 tables, and each of those tables at least have 5 to 7 persons on there. Yeah, so and he was able to do that. I was like, okay, he engaged the people. He did that, and then he talked to them. I have the pictures, but it's not showing me. I don't know why it hasn't downloaded on my MacBook. But you could see, when he gets to one table, he would shake everybody's hand. Some of the, especially when he got to the table where I had the order with me, he hugged them, and you would see the smiles on the people's faces. He engaged and talked to them a little bit. He went from table to table, and he did that until he got to the last table. And then I have a picture where my little 13 years old son got amazed about him, later on when we started taking a picture. And he went and shook his hand and told him, "Thank you for taking our pictures tonight." I mean, it played a little role in his life, and he will never forget that.
Yes.
It's me. I,
Yeah.
I like our ability, and I wish that people can see what we see in him. That's
Yes.
why I said, what you see in him, he said, I see greatness in him. He's a good person. He's very sincere. This is a 13 years old little boy telling me that. He said, I really like this man, and I hope that people can see what we see in him. I said, yes, they will see what we see in him because he's already doing what he's supposed to do. He's natural, and everything with him comes naturally. He's not a pompous leader. My son also noticed that most time the president do not engage people. He said, especially the African presidents, because he's 13, but he watches the news. He tried to engage into politics. Like I'm sure he would do governance when he grew up. And he said they don't engage the people. They feel so too pompous, and like they're not supposed to do that. But the mere fact he just shook everybody's hand, and he told me to continue. I should focus on my school, and he felt good about that. Yes, he felt good about that. So I wanted to share that, and that's the humility of our own mobility. And Liberia is a very toxic nation when it comes to politics, and we don't want to see the good in the good people. This country is a country where we see good and call it evil, and then we call evil good. And that's the sorrowful part. But then I think, and I sit down, I was discussing with one of my friends that Liberia is so a great place. So, in the Christian faith, we say the devil do not want to allow this country to rise. And that's why you see the people are just back and forth with one another. And they will demonize a good person. And then they will see this worst person that did everything wrong. They say the person is a hero. Oh, this person is a hero. And the people suffer in abject poverty because the people they claim to be hero cannot change their lives. And that's the part that that this is not normal. It's not normal because Liberia has been attacked by the devil, And God said we should be aware, we should wake up because he cannot come down from heaven to save us. We have to use our minds to be able to save ourselves in a way that we will see things and say, you know what? This is wrong and this is right, regardless of who's doing it. And this person did not lead the country well. It's just the truth. You got to say it. You see, the truth, and when you see other people who doing the best they can to help other people, you have to acknowledge that. And that's when you know that Liberia is under a serious demonic attack. You can even just see it with the people interaction with one another. For simple politics, people are creating enemies. They are even they are creating enemies for strangers with their own family members just because of politics. It has not taken the country anywhere since after the war. It's been 20 years. Liberia cannot find its way. Rwanda it's on the rise. We won that fourth war, but they're on the rise in Liberia because of the people of the country themselves. And Benedict said in his speech, he said, your leaders are the replica of who you are. You vote these people. They did not promise you anything. They did not do anything when they were in power. You still claim that you will vote them in. You love them because you love them more than your own children. Do you love them more than your own heritage, your own legacy? How can you love somebody more than yourself? It's insanity, you know? So are we going to change our minds and try to put the rightful people that will help this country? Or are we going to divide the country with tribalism and religious divide and hate and envy and jealousy? Just because I couldn't be there, so nobody can be it. Just because I couldn't have this, so nobody can have it. Or are we going to focus on rebuilding this nation where everybody can thrive to be something, that a nation will work in a way that people can meet their basic needs, just to have water running from the shower like we did when we were kids, just to have water to drink, that you can open your refrigerator and see a fruit in there and say yes, just for the current to be consistent, just for the roads to be built in a way that they will have water system, that our children will not have to play in the dirty water and get sick. Are you looking at that, or are you looking at because I'm in this party? And I noticed that so many people, party means a whole lot of things to them, more than seeing Liberia develop. It's all about the party. But you see a man single-handedly start to develop the country, build bridges and schools for people who are lacking. Like this man in Kwaneboni that came from Kwaneboni was at that program that night. And he told us his story, how he saw the people go to Kwaneboni and what he did in Kwaneboni changed his life. He said, oh my God, I can't believe that I came for that town. I never thought I would make it in life. He's a graphic engineer right now in America. He couldn't help it. When he saw he knew honorability was coming, he made a song for him. He said, I can't help it because the man went to Kwaneboni and I called the people in my village. The people said the man came here. And you see the thing the man did for us and the thing that he about to do.
Yes.
He had to create a song for honorability, and the song, that was the song we marched in that hall when they were honoring him. That I don't know if I should play that march because we don't
play
have
that. Well,
this.
yes.
Right?
So
what you
I was just wondering. So that's Friday, because there's other things that happen on Saturday night as well. Because you're going to Sunday now, but I guess since you're talking about the song, that's
since
fine.
I'm talking about the song, I will play the song and we'll still come back. But that song I was dancing that song, and there was a joy that came over me dancing that song. I could see the joy in everybody who was dancing the song. So anyway, we all were just really happy. But to see somebody who don't know honorability from anywhere, but the mere fact he see that this man is doing so much in Liberia. He went to my town I grew up in, and the man said, I could have been left in that town today with nothing. God help me, I keep saying. But to see that man go to that town and what he's about to do there, and the things that the engagement he did with the elderly people, he said, and I called that town and the people was telling me, you know, he said I had to make a song for him. He also donated t-shirts, I think about 30 of them, to CMC.
Yes.
And he made a song and copyrighted the song for us. But we just a part of the song, you know.
Yes. Amen to that. Yeah.
that song, I mean, the song went through my mind. You know, when one thing when you listen to a song, but when there's a story behind the song,
yes,
if you listen to the fullness of the song, if you hear the story behind the song, it's too convicting. The song
Yes,
will soon be on YouTube. We have a copyright to it, so we'll be putting it
yes,
out there soon for you to hear that song. But the song is so powerful.
yes, yeah. You
That.
know, I can attest to the fact that, you know, yeah, I was sitting together when this guy came, and I could feel, you know, he was full of emotions when he was telling us about Kwame Bonny, that it's almost like leaders don't often go. I think he said since the entire establishment of Kwame Bonny, that was his first time seeing, you know, a leader, you know, of that status going to their town. And so he was just full of emotion. You know, he said he had to do something. And as a sound engineer, as a graphic designer, you know, he wanted to repay, find a way to repay, even though he knew that there's nothing that he could do to, you know, completely, you know, repay honorability for the emotions that he felt for what he was doing for his people. So it was just an awesome, awesome, you know, experience just hearing it, you know, just hearing you know, when I think of the song, I think about him. He talked about his mission. You have a mission, and took that words, those words. I have a mission. Honorability has a mission from Monrovia to the 15th county, or whatever the song said. And those when I was listening to the words of that song, I was actually just thinking of this man and the people of Kwame Bonny, you know, and the people of Liberia. How in Gracie, I'm sure we talk about this all the time. All these years, our rich country, you know, but yet and still, we don't know where the money going. People are not managing our resources right. You know, we have abundance of gold, rubber, iron ore. I'm a child of I grew up in an iron ore town. And it's so sad to see what that place looks like today, you know? And it's so sad, even when I was there, to see how uh, people who are not Liberians were enjoying the pleasure of Liberia, you know, the beauty of our country. You know, I know when I look back as a child, the people had airstrips, they have golf clubs, they have fishing. And we did a regular, my poor dad was just a regular employee, worked, you know, and came home and, you know, but
If
yeah.
I saw people have golf club and how they used to go to play golf. Can you
Mhm.
imagine?
Yes, enjoying our Liberia.
You are not Liberians, but the poor people were working for them as they
Mhm.
enjoy the country.
Yeah, yeah. And so that man's song, you know, his words, it was a powerful song, very powerful song.
Yeah.
And it just tells me, you know, the heart that honorability has for Liberia. You have to be able to see it. Okay, you have to be able to think strongly about our country and look at the leaders that we have and what are they doing. What are they doing? What have they done? Like, you know, when we come and tell you these stories that we ourselves just heard, you know, you know, when I hear someone say, "Oh, he sponsored me when I was on Cuttington," or "Oh, you know, when he was managing the LFA, Liberia Football Association," and there's so many, and then this other guy, you know, I saw it, I'm here, but I saw the Facebook platform where he's in Kwame Bonny. I brought tears to my eyes when we hear all of these stories. You know, you have to wonder, do you hear the same stories about your own leader? What are you hearing about your leader? You know, all
Yeah.
these many years, were they just working for government? You know, how were you how are they contributing to your life or the life of Liberia as a whole? That's what you need to be asking yourself, and that's what I ask myself every day.
So what can they show that and these people that are serving government all their life that these people, the Liberian people worship, you know,
Mhm.
these people can't show anything. They can't even show a building that they were able to build and put people to go to school and the school is still functioning up to today. They can't show,
No.
they
Mhm.
cannot even show a clinic that is in full functioning that have changed the lives of people that were people were able to go there and get help, you know, with medication. We're talking about, you know, free access.
Mhm.
They can't show that,
No.
you know, but and that's why I say the culture is people see evil and call it good and call good evil. And that's the culture of our country. And we understand, we don't understand, but we see what's going on because this cannot be a normal thing. Something is not right. Liberia is a rich nation. So the evil forces are fighting
Mhm.
everywhere. But where is your mindset, especially the diaspora Liberians? You came to this great nation to enhance your life, to seek, what is good and what is evil, to know you live in a free world where you can determine no matter where you work that certain things is not right. And are we telling our people that since they are left in Liberia there, are we telling them that this is the way, or are we telling them to do the wrong thing? So we ask ourselves those questions. And that's the reason why I follow Musa Hassan Bede, and I will follow him to the end. The reason is he is the only Liberian so far as that I, Grace, know that have done so much development in the country, that have used his own resources. He did not keep it to himself and say, oh, I got my money, I did business and I got it, so I'm not going to share it. He shared it. Unlike the politicians of your time that you're marvel about, that even take your own money, sell your resources for chicken change and pocket the money that they get for themselves. Bill Skyscraper send their children here to school in America and have not done nothing for you, but you still give them praises when you see them. And you think it's normal? It can't be normal. It just can't.
Mm-hmm. And when we speak about a Liberia where everyone has an equal opportunity, okay, or at least will be able to pull each other by the bootstraps instead of castigating or feeling better than, or having this syndrome where I'm above this person, or because my parents are so and so, or because my name is so and so, so that makes me a better person. No, that's what he speaks about. A very, very inclusive Liberia, a Liberia where we have a system to educate our people, because for so long, we have used things like education to suppress our people. We have used things like we're going to divide and conquer, and that's what education does. You should know the history of our country. There was a time where when it's a few group of people could participate in politics. For the longest time, in fact, we only had one political party in the country, and I like to say it was Soce political party, and it took a few good people who pushed and pushed and pushed for a multi-political party system in our country. So we are saying this to tell you that you need to really think about the state of our country. Is it worth your time to, instead of look at another Liberian and try to pull them up and try to see how can I bring out the good for our country? How can we work together to transform our country, to make our country a better place for all? Okay, instead of allowing our country to remain where it is and using the divine and conquer, approach, because this is what we're doing in essence, or looking up to people who mean no good for our country. And so this is what we come here every day. We ask you to start think about a Liberia that has all of the resources. Imagine if all the gold that is taken out of our country, if all the iron ore that is taken out of our country. I'm sitting there and watching and reading the whole argument between Estela Mittal and Yantuan and other Liberians. And you can see that he's trying to tell the Liberian people, keep your eyes open. The mine iron ore that they take away from our country is never going to come back. And so these people have the obligation to make sure that, we, the people of Nima, the people of these districts that they run their iron ore train through, live a better life. They have destroyed the biodiversity of the area to a certain extent. Places where they could farm, people can no longer farm there. And so he's calling attention to that. And here it is. These people are very what if you live around people in certain parts of the world for a long time, you know how sneaky they can be. They will try to buy you by giving you, oh, just come and visit and stuff. You always got to keep your eyes and your ears open, because at the end, they're looking out for themselves and not for Liberia. So when they invite our few senators who just thought, I guess maybe I find it hard to believe that they thought they were just going to visit. I think they knew exactly why they were going there. They were going to, many said in some way be bribed, and that's what they were going there for. And so they called them there to do that, and they fell into it. But you don't do that secretly. You have to be transparent with the Liberian people, okay? You have to tell them this is what's going on. You were elected to fight for the Liberian people, and that's what we want to get back to a governance system where people elected for us to represent us, to fight for us, okay? To oversee what is going on in the country. Oversee, as Salam Mitchell, look at the contract. Is it for how many years? Are they paying the fee? Are they doing what it's supposed to do? Right by the Liberian people. That's what we're asking. And so I'm going to just stop here for a second and then go on to Madam Chris Goa.
Yeah, I mean, I thank you, Doc. And, I hope our people try to open their eyes this time around. And I thank God that a lot of educational podcasts and, shows are going on around the country, and people now start to see that this UP government is not going to take Liberia anywhere, and so they are conscientizing the Liberian people, and I hope they do it the right way, because 2029 is a defining time. It could be 3 years from now, it still will be a defining time for our nation to be able to change its direction to where Liberia can be a developed place, at least for all Liberians, not only for the privileged few that's in government. We saw this weekend, a lot of them came from Liberia. A lot of them left. There was like a basket full of them using Liberia resources. And they were able to travel, and sleep in 5-star hotels. I bet when they did that, one little girl in Panaboni did not even have food to eat. Or maybe she was being raped by an older man, and they don't have time for none of those things. They came and they have a good time here, saying they're calling like desperate Liberians together, but they were the most in the hall. And the UP people, they did not even try to invite other Liberians who do not support them. And that's the difference with what we want to bring to Liberia, as a different kind of way to interact as Liberians. And they came here, they had a fun time. Some of them went to see their families. They wanted, some of them did their doctor appointments. They checked out, some of them bought enough medicine to take back when they get sick. It was not about the Liberian people again. And that's how you know that our people now, we hope that they are seen. It's one thing for you to see and be in disbelief, and it's another thing for you to see and see clearly. So I hope they see clearly that this UP government will not serve Liberia. And neither the CDC do it, they will not do it, even if they bring them back. They need a whole new group of people to actually change that country. So, I mean, the country is already like it's doomed. Why not try somebody who can, show you what they would do for the country, and they're already doing something, and you can see that, and trust them to be able to deliver this country. This country is in this dire state. I was listening to a documentary about Liberia today. I felt so terrible, like the way the people were explaining how Liberia has just not ever stepped to the plate to try. The leadership have not changed the lives of the people consistently for so many years. And they were wondering why Liberia cannot get it right. It wasn't Liberians I was seeing. There were a whole documentary of a different set of people just talking about Liberia. People have gotten to know the story, the history of the country. So they are really concerned now, okay, but then what? But because the people themselves don't love themselves and they don't love one another, no good leadership will continue to let the people suffer this way. The water is taking over the capital city. The water system is so terrible. Liberia never used to be that way. They did not maintain, they could not maintain the road structure that was built by the American Liberians, that they insulted, that they took everything away from them. They couldn't maintain that. So when it rained and the water system is all messed up, it can be changed. It's not that hard. You just need engineers to come. But they don't even want to pay that money, because when they get the budget, it's about them putting the money in their pockets. And that's why our mobility consistently say that the House of Representatives needs to be audited, even the Senate, that these people that's over ways and means, they are enriching themselves with the Liberian people money. and the people remain suffering, even in 2025, where people, you can hardly barely see people die from hunger in a regular country who say they are a normal country. There is no situation that's going on in this country, and people are still hungry. Liberia is the second hungriest country in West Africa in 2025. But yet, 150 people can travel on a flight and come for a so-called diaspora conference that have no impact to anything in the country. And they can come and live in five-star hotel and eat and order on the hotel ticket, while other people stay in the country can't even afford for the children to go to school. Is that the country you want to identify with? Are you not embarrassed when somebody call you and say, are you a Liberian? Sometimes the way, especially they who know the history, the way they will even look at you like, damn, what's wrong with you? They don't even have to alter a facial expression. Are you not tired with that? Don't you just want to see your country be a better place that you can be proud of? That you can go home and say, you know what, if I get sick, they will carry me to JFK and they got doctors that will be able to treat me instead of you be scared for your life. So these are the things we wanted to share with you people. And for me, 2029 CMC is the way out. Our political leader has shown it over and over again that he exhibits leadership skills. He interacts with the people. This man is a businessman that hires so many people who have worked for him for years with no complaints. And, although some people will still have complaints, but at least when it comes to paying them their salary, they made their money on time. That's an example of leadership. That's a clear example of leadership.
Yeah. I mean, and one thing I also noticed, and I always known this, we were able to see honorable ability, savviness, political savviness, and astuteness, his brilliance, just into play. We were able to see that. There were times when we had to make certain decisions, and he was able to just be so fair and honest and speak to the issue. So I saw that. I was really highly impressed by that. And we need that as a leader. You need someone who can assess the day and the time, whether the assessment is when climate change is happening, or either these, drainage system is so old in our country, it is affecting us. Because of course, when you have poor drainage system, when the rain comes, the rain stays there over and over and over again. That it makes people sick. They get typhoid, they get cholera, they get all kind of different diseases. So there's a trickle down effect. And we, honorable ability is able to assess that and immediately think, let's come together and make a decision about how we can make our country, how we can fight this rain system. Something, Gracie, Madam Kwa, that just alarms me every time I go to Liberia. We are still building streets with open drainage system. It just, I never seen that any, when I travel to other places in the world. Why is that? And so the open drainage system, when you look into it, the people are throwing trash into it. And so
because it's open. I've never seen a drainage system open in this country anywhere. Not even I went to Nigeria, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
The people always, even the ones that open up in Nigeria, in Lagos, back in the day, you would see that they were trying to close it up, but you will see people always cleaning in it. And then they started closing because they figured that the openness will not be good for them.
You cut it off.
Oh. That your internet though. I can see you stuck. That your internet.
Something called, my internet. Yeah, so it's okay now. You can hear me?
It's okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted to also share with you that the 3 days budget for that diaspora conference. I'm not talking about the budget, the money that they travel with from Africa. I'm talking about the budget they set here to have that conference for 3 days. It cost $300,000.
How is that possible?
That we just had a program in a nice hotel in a crystal ballroom in Philadelphia. We did not even spend 2% of that. Are you hearing me? Yeah, Dr.
It is
Yeah,
killing.
your internet is acting up.
I'm gonna go out on my internet.
Yeah. Go out and come back
My
in.
internet is a mess. Let me go
Yeah.
out and come back in.
Mhm. So, like, Prince, I want you to know news coming from Liberia states that that conference, that 3 days conference the government had, they spent $300,000. That was the budget for that conference. Ask yourself, $300,000. You know how many Liberians they can help for like 3 months or a year with the kind of lives that the people living and the way things are so hard for them? $300,000. That's what they use for that diaspora conference. Are you there now?
Yes, I'm there. I I I I don't understand, especially the way how I hold our Liberian people in high regards. If you are going to be planning a conference, like the way you say you're planning a diaspora conference, and I think your objectives, or maybe was to expose the beauty of Liberia to people around the world, particularly like Liberians who are living in this region, in this part of the world, or your another objective is that you want to invite Liberians back home so they can take advantage of the business, arena or the business situation in Liberia. But I was wondering, you would think that you have some measures, measurable outcome as you speak. One would be, you would at least want to ask Liberian people what their interests are, all the people who are attending the program. That would be one thing on the form. Do they have a business, or just get a profile of the people who you think would be attending? Maybe they did, okay. And then, of course, you will tailor your conference or tailor the conference to be able to show them, showcase. Maybe they did, I don't know, but I didn't see it. Okay, I saw people speaking, and there was all their wish, it was their wishes, that it was like a Christmas list of things that they wish for those things. But
Most time when you wish for Christmas stuff, was more, it doesn't mean it's gonna come true.
that's right. So that's why I say it was a Christmas wish list. It's a wish list, as opposed to let's get measurable. Okay, let's say in the 1 to 3, we had a conference. What do you expect to accomplish from the conference? It's like every time when Madam Grace and I have a program, we have our goals that we want to accomplish. We execute these goals, we plan it, okay, including Mr. Namwe, the most recent program. We sat down, we said, okay, we want this amount of people to come to our program. We want to expose CMC to the people, and this is how we're going to do it. But I don't know. I wasn't part of the planning process. I know some people went to it, some people did not go. Like there's a lot of Liberians in this in the diaspora. I'm hearing that a lot of them didn't get an invitation. Some of them own businesses, they didn't get an invitation. So my question is why? Why?
Yeah, why? Because you are business, you have your own business, I have mine. We were never invited to that, although we're not going to go because we're having our same program. And they will not invite us because we citizens movement for change, so we're not supposed to be Liberians in their minds. So they will not invite, not knowing that we didn't meet people they're supposed to be even inviting to the program. But that's the way our people think. And you can imagine they came to this program and they spent $300,000 for the budget of the program. Not for the traveling, nothing, but just for the budget right within the Americas. And then JFK begging for money to revamp the campus. They said they don't have that money.
So where were they able to get it?
The University of Liberia begging for money to revamp the campus. They don't have the money. JFK don't have drugs. People going to the hospital dying for They said no, they ain't got money to help, but they got $300,000 to waste to come and sit down to a conference that they accomplished nothing at. Because it was only them and their supporters. They just wanted to have a party. They can't have fun. They ate free food. They slept in 5-star hotels and they went by. And they were on Facebook showing and he's saying that too.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, so we just want our country to be better. I hope that when honorability takes leadership, when he becomes president of Liberia, that the day I gave him a budget for 300,000, or anybody else, not me necessarily, because um, but the day anybody gave you a budget, let's put it this way, for 300,000 to play or diaspora country, you should be wait pen, red pen, Xing. Why? I mean, you
Oh,
always
but
like,
you already don't know your PL. If he Washington now, I know he at the airport. If he Washington now, I know he will say, hey, Chris will say that. You're
yeah,
going to make a check balance.
yes. I mean, that's the acuity, the smartness I was talking about that we need, But you see, you might be like, because I do it, you might be checking. So the other hotel you're going to, did you call the people? Is there another fee? So how many the people that are speaking, are they going to be attracting the Liberian people? How many invitations did you send out? Did you send out to all of Liberian? I mean, and I actually, I'm blessed because I think I have a special skill set. We don't. I don't even think the last I checked, there's not even a practicing psychologist. There was one who was in Maryland County that I know, but she's no longer. She was the president of Maryland County. So every day we talk about mental health and substance abuse and drugs, and I think that's something that someone like my skill set and other skill sets, I'm sure, I mean, I know myself, so I don't know there's others, but that's a group that you want to harness. You want to get into, to ask them questions to see how we can work, to help against drugs in our country, or even to help with the mental health issues. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, CMC will lead the way in doing these things, and uh, hopefully, our country will stand tall. We'll keep talking.
Yes, we will keep talking and we'll keep making sure our Liberian people get the gist of what is going on, because sometimes, these other platforms, they say it, but the way they say it, the people don't really understand. And we want to get to the people who will understand us. And if you don't, then maybe you can ask us question in the comment section, but this is what is going on in Liberia. I still cannot fathom that these people spent $300,000 on a three-day weekend budget, that they have a program in the hall where we have the same kind of program, although it was not a conference, but we have food and we have people come in, and we did not even spend 0.1 and 0.5% of that money they spent. Can you imagine? So where is the budget when the budget was made? Who? But you know what? I don't blame the people, because even for the inauguration, the money that was given to be spent on the inauguration wasn't spent, and people came on. It was alleged that the money wasn't spent, and people came on here and accused other people for taking the money. Did you see any investigation? Nope.
Nope.
It was done. Nothing
Nope.
was done. So this country is a country of impunity under the Joseph Boakai government. So we them spending the budget was set for $300,000. Who got that budget? And the money was given to them. That check was cut. That person will walk scot-free with a good amount of money, and nobody will ask them any question. Thank God for CMC that everything we do is check and balance.
Yes, and that's the kind of country that we want. That is the kind of Liberia that we want to see. Where resources I spent on the interests of the Liberian people. You can't just spend 300,000. So what did Liberian people got out of this 300,000? That nah, if that's the amount that was spent, how was that helpful to the Liberian people? How many people in the next 6 months would go to Liberia and say, I'm a diasporan Liberian and I'm here to open a business? How many money in tax breaks are you giving the Liberian people? How are you telling Liberian people that the issue of electricity that we have, because businesses rely on electricity, in order for you to have a good business, you in the next couple of months, you're going to open a free zone area where this area will be electrified for Liberians who would like to come and open their businesses. You give them tax breaks. I mean, were those things explained? Maybe they were not, but the most that I heard, that issues relating to tax breaks, infrastructure development were not discussed in its entirety. They were not elaborated upon. It was just good, nice, flowery speech about what we can do as in abstract terms, as opposed to I'm gonna give you guys tax breaks if you come to Liberia. I'm gonna improve the infrastructure and open a free zone area. You know, where we just make sure that we get like a solar system farm there where you can open your business, and people who open their businesses, we encourage you to come home. And blah 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 blah. Yeah, none of those. So yeah.
In the meanwhile, at our program, our member was asked a question: what will he do for the diaspora Liberians who buy land in Liberia and have to pay for it 3 different times? And he said that Mr. Kwa asked him the question for the future, and he said, no, nah. This is what I'm going to do. You know that song, nah.
Yes.
So he has a plan for now, and he has a plan. When CMC step into power, he has a plan for that. So there's going to be a diaspora office settled in Liberia, where Liberians from the diaspora can go to that office under the banner of CMC, and when you get there, you will be able to interact with people concerning properties that you bought, that the people can be able to help you to see if the properties are legit and all the kind of things. But he explained it, and tomorrow and Thursday we'll come here and we'll play those videos so you can hear the information for yourself. So that one of the things he's planning to do, to have a diaspora office to help people with all their land issues and people who having problems with their ID stuff and how the processes work, what to do, so you can get information that you don't go to the ministry and so you get it, they start yelling at you like they usually do. But at least you will get that information from CMC diaspora office. So when you go there, you know exactly how to tackle your whatsoever business you're going to actually do in the country. But you know, in these conferences, most of the time when we go to conferences, the people tell us, you know, when they give us information, they let us know how it can be executed and what are the plans. They give us set deadlines for these things that they want to accomplish for the country and for the community that we live in. But in the diaspora conference, I heard there were none of that. I don't even go to watch it. Thank you have the video of the conference?
No, I don't. I just in passing, I saw different people making different comments and speeches, you know, as during the conferences, and I listened to it, but I didn't save any of the videos and stuff like that. You know,
a lot of insults from the conference because people causing a lot on Facebook. People were saying all kinds of things on Facebook for that conference. They were so mad. They even went so far by talking about the weaving all on their head. Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. And then, you know, my focus has been on how can we move CMC. So I these days, my focus is on the Liberian people. I wanted to you know, I like the fact, you know, Honorable Billy said that, you know, there's the diaspora office will be open, so at least he's doing something about the questions that diasporan Liberian will have. So, you know, those are kind of focus. Those are the things that I like to hear. I want to see what will happen in the next coming months. I want to see how this conference gonna materialize, how it's gonna affect the Liberian people. You know, are they going to open a free zone area? Are they going to establish a system of giving people who go to Liberia tax breaks? Are they going to be able to train a whole hospitality core of Liberians? Because this is a lot, you know. We have to get Liberians in Liberia and Liberians in the United States up to par on the same customer service alignment, because you know what it's like when we come over here and you know you go and you receive customer service is different. So people have to know that. And then I also think that we should be attracting a lot of also different businesses, so that sometimes, you know, what would you call and you want to ask a question and your call get rerouted to maybe the Middle East or the call centers, Liberia could, we could utilize such system. We got the baseline for those things. We're English speaking country. We're a country that have a lot of smart people, so we can make money. I sometimes I have great conversations where sometimes when I call and my call get rerouted all the way to Middle East, India, the Indian Ocean or whatever, and then I'll talk to people, where are you? We have these great conversations. But I think that we can utilize such systems and just put Liberia on the map, offer a job, improve our economy. But anyway, you know, I never expected much to come out of the conference. So I'm sorry,
It could be a good vacation job, especially the last time we saw 1,000 children all in the sun running for vacation job. They could open a call center in Liberia and utilize some of these companies that are looking for people to answer the questions and stuff. It's a whole nother training and experience that will get Liberian youth.
Yes, yeah, and that's what CMC does. I was in conversation today with different youth members, and they were trying to tell me, and it's true, Gracie, Madam Guar, I'm sorry, it's true that the population of our country is at least 60% young people. So we have to be able to mentor, to model for our young people, because they will be the people taking over our country in the next near years. So it's good that we need to have this kind of conversation with them. We got to be able to include them. They can't just always be in the back. I understand it's part of our African culture to say, oh, let a woman or let an older woman hold this position for years and years and years, because you need to look at the average African president, the average leader. They're not young, versus the population. There's a disconnect between our population and our leaders. So we need to be able to do something to be able to cater to the needs of our people. And like you said, like having a call center that offer jobs to the young people would be an excellent thing. And look more into a University of Liberia. What are we doing there? But anyway, yes, let's go on. So we jumped to Saturday night. So Saturday night was a bomb. Just in case you missed it, people came. They heard about CMC. Many people joined. It was a good, inclusive group. Everybody felt they were a part of Liberia. Our PL spoke very well, as Madam Grace said. He flowed just perfectly. He knew what to talk about, how to transition. There was question and answer period. Both our families, our children, they tend to be very supportive of us, and our in-laws. I want to just tell them thank you. Once we are part of something, for many of you, maybe you don't have that experience. Our whole family tend to be a part of it, and so they attended. Including my grandson was attended. And then it's good to have Madam Grace. I'm sure you will agree. I think we get in conversation, like I think I heard you tell the audience the feedback that Bashton, your son, gave you. Yeah, and I've shared with you the feedback that I got from my daughters. In fact, I think my third daughter came today after school. She said, I have a clearer picture now of honorability, because so those are important things, and I'm so proud to say I'm happy that we have that kind of family, a supportive family, and I wish that for all supportive children. So my in-laws were there. My sister-in-law drove and came, so I appreciated her.
My brother too was there. I appreciated him. In fact, he went to the fullness of the program. He went to the
yes, he was fun to have. Complete fullness of the program. We really hung out. So after that, so after the program, what happened?
Before we say what happened, let's play this music. Our Liberia deserve better. Let's take a break.
Okay, yes, okay, thank you.
Liberia deserves better.
We're tired of the lies, tired of the stealing. We're tired of you. Our mothers crying, the people deserve better. The youth's future is fading. Too many of them leaving, too many of them dying. They cannot wait any longer. The change they need is now. The change they need is here. Talk and do, Musability. Talk and do, CMC, CMC, CMC. We talk and do today, not tomorrow. Not waiting for election. No, 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 no. Talk and do, the people rejoicing. Talk and do, the drums are beating loudly. Talk and do, talk and do, talk and do. CMC, talk and do. We're breaking all the barriers. Change is calling, change is coming. Talk and do. Can you feel it? It's in the air. Can you feel it in the air? Can you feel it in the air? See it, talk and do. Musability. Talk and do. CMC, CMC, CMC. We talk and do today, not tomorrow. Not waiting for election. Our time is now, 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 now. We're doing it now, 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 now. We talk and do, 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 do. Talk and do, talk and do. Not just words, it's what we mean when we say the citizens movement for change, for the people, by the people. We talk and do, that's what we mean. We talk and do, 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 do. We talk and do. Hope will be restored, faith will be restored, love will be restored, store, store, store. We talk and do.
We talk and we do. Hope will be restored, peace will be restored, love will be restored. You know, there will be no hatred to even want to destroy somebody's livelihood. There will be none of that. Because Liberia will be a place where people will be happy that the country, you know, is moving forward. And that's what we want. So, you know, it was good to have that music play. That's a kind of inspiration for us. We like to play here, you know, in interval, just to share something. One day I will play the fullness of the song. The entire song is about 5 minutes long, you know, but sometimes we need to have.
She will play because she thinks she won.
Yeah, I won in the dance competition. If you guys don't know.
That's what she said.
Everybody on Facebook saying that I won.
Okay, all right.
Then you give me my prize. I will not be surprised if you go make a video tonight. Just
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you were saying. That you said after, and then what happened?
Yeah, so we the program went well. We came to an end, and then I asked you what happened.
Yeah, we came to the end of the program, and right in that time, Honorable was the speaker at the Liberian Mandingo Association of Pennsylvania program. So it was time for us to, you know, leave our program in that. And then we went on to the inauguration ceremony of our own brother and friend, Kafuma Kennedy. He's the president for LIMAP in Philadelphia area. So the PL was supposed to be the guest speaker. He was the guest speaker at that program. And we went there. And then when we went there, we got in the hall. The place was packed again.
Yes.
Waiting for honorability. It was a defining moment as well.
Mhm.
I felt when I was marching in that hall, that's the first time I heard that song, you know, the new song that was made for him.
Mhm.
We marched in the hall with that song. We came, you know, walking up to the song. And then it didn't stay too long. He had to give his speech. In fact, he was on the floor while we came marching. He was about to give his speech. And he gave a wonderful speech as well at the Lima program. And, you know, the program was well organized. I enjoyed the food, though. I enjoyed the program. I enjoyed the salad. Yeah, those people
Yeah, for me, they gave me food.
they gave her food she didn't want to eat.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, yeah, she
that's
didn't eat, but I enjoyed the salad. The people can really cook the salad,
yes,
and
it was very
very
nice.
nice. They macaroni salad. They have
Mhm.
some nice rice bread, and they have some defining jollof rice. Jollof
Yes,
rice.
yes,
I mean, I ate that food like when I even 12.
yeah, yeah. It
But
was
I
good.
think it was 12 midnight.
Mhm.
But Billy just spoke very well. You could see the happiness in the face of his people. They were
Mhm.
glad to see him. There was a little rush, but that's how he is. When
Mhm.
it comes to Musa Hassan Billy, everybody just want to touch him. Yeah,
I'm telling you,
there was a
we
little
had
rush.
that experience.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said we did have that experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had that experience also in Manchester in the UK, where they
absolutely.
were rushed because they're so happy to see him, and people's lives that he had touched, the lives of people that he had changed, in his way of just be helping the people in the community and stuff. When those
Mhm.
people seeing, they are amazed. And when we
Mhm.
went there, we had the same reaction, and he gave a wonderful speech. You could tell that the outgoing president was very happy. The incoming president was very happy. And one thing I noticed about their program was that they had the incoming president and the vice. They are young people.
Very
People
young.
they are turning over the community to the youth now. That's what
Yes.
they're saying. Yeah. So I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do in Liberia. Instead of putting an 80-year-old man into power, we need to give the younger people a chance, especially the middle-aged men that can carry the country forward. The men
Mhm.
in their 50s, late 50s and stuff, they can push the country forward. And that's what we need to give people like that a chance because they still have that strength. And that's why the Lema did. They gave the younger people the time, the chance to take over the leadership. I was very impressed by that. They
Yes,
just
I
really,
was too. I was too. So like Madam Grace said, we quickly made sure that we kind of wrap things up at our hall and uh, accompanying Honorable Mobility to the Lima program, Liberian Muslim Association program, where he was asked to speak, and so it just there was a sense of amazement, a sense of peace, and a sense of welcome that I just experienced when because like our ability went ahead because we had to finish doing stuff. So Madam Grace and I and some other people. Madam Britta went ahead with other CNC merchants. So we kind of had to wrap things up and make sure that our books were closed and everything was good before we followed. And I mean, and when we got there, the people just openly welcomed us. Like she said, the first thing rightfully noticed were the youth of the program, and they were very humble, respectful, brilliant young men and women, were speaking, and they were talking about their desire and their dreams and their dreams of living in the diaspora in Philadelphia and the desire for Liberia. And it was just a pleasant place to be. Of course, Honorability went and spoke. He welcomed them. He told them how impressed and how happy he was with their services to their community. Their goal, as Madam Grace said, Mr. Kafuma Kennedy, who we've kind of connected to him on multiple levels and multiple occasions. Another smart young man had shared with me and Madam Grace his desire to build a community center, something that they've been wanting to do. But and that's quite ambitious. That is quite an ambition of him, is to do this community center for the community. If you look around here in our Philadelphia area, every time we have something, we gotta go rent from different people and stuff like that. So that's what he was talking about. So I could resonate with that. And again, beautiful people. I felt right at home. They had great food. It was just wonderful. Um, because of the timing, it was so late. We didn't stay too long. I would have loved to stay until the end of the program, but I mean, they made sure that we were well protected in terms of moving from one location, because we had to move from the end of the hall to the beginning. The men were very good. The women were very good. They were hugging us and making sure that we were able to make good transit to exit the building when we're leaving. So that was really wonderful to me. Just great. Yeah. I don't know if you had the same experience.
They show a lot of respect. That one thing I like about the community as well. They show a lot of respect, and they always like you're always welcome among them, and they love Musability. Those people love that man. I mean, the community was there. They really embrace him, and he knows how to work the room too. So he was there. They're trying to meet other them, shake their hands. Some of them, especially the older people, he gave them a hug. And that was, I always admire that about him.
Yes.
The way he engaged with the people. And it was a wonderful night. That night, we left on time, went back to our hotels and our respective places. That went home and called it a night. We went to bed, and the next day we got up. Came the honoring program. There was they also had a program scheduled to honor him on Sunday, September 28th. They had an honoring program for him. That program was very, very nice. As the program video I showed us marching in the hall. I will show that video again, but when we got there, they waited, they had a musician come in to perform at that night, but we didn't watch the performance because we left early after honorability were honored. But you could see that the people was really happy to honor him. And, he went and he was gowned. A very nice white gown that they honor him. I really like the gown.
Yeah, the video of that man.
You know me now. I went to him and said, I was not telling you what I'm doing the gun, but but yeah, they gowned him. He looks very nice, on that ceremony. And there was another, 1 minute that I would play I want to play the Ghani here. He was very amazed. You could see that he was happy. That he said one of the things that he really liked. I noticed. I actually heard him when he said that. He said one of the things that he really liked about the people who appreciate it is more than support for him. When you can appreciate the things that people do, for you, or maybe had done to change something in your community, that means more to him. It's like a support to him. So that was the part that he said that also touched me. And he, told the people that he told them thank you. He told them he thanked them for him having the opportunity to be honored like that. And he said he was not going to talk about politics at that program. He just talked about the exchange between he and the community. And it was a wonderful time. The president was actually there. The vice president, Mr. Ishmael Fofana. Admire so much he, and also the president, Mr. Kafuma Kennedy. These are they are young Liberians, very intelligent young men. They spoke very well at the program. They too talk about and some of the things that he had done within the community.
Today, I just want to tell the Mandingos Association of Pennsylvania, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging the work that we do. We need your support, but there is no support that is greater than appreciation. And you appreciated me tonight. You have given me more reason to do more. We'll continue to do that. All I ask the community is to stand together, stand with your leaders. Mr. President, take good care of your people, unite them. Every time there's election, there are always some people that are not happy. Now the burden is on you to bring everybody together and to make sure that your leadership is one of reconciliation and progress. I am honored for you to honor me tonight. The only thing I can leave you with is that As I walk through these roads, as I travel through and around the country, there's one promise I can make to every one of you. And that promise is, I will never let you down.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Liberia!
Yes,
Yes.
very simple and very, unique speech. It's appreciation to the people, their appreciation to him. It was a wonderful time. I mean, some people are just born with that life, and honorability is one of them. You can't take it away from him. He's a very, very kind a person that he just want to see his people do better and live better lives. And he likes that for the entire country. And that's an admirable thing because most times you don't see people like that. It's rare. Yes. Most people that have money, they just want to live in their money, enjoy it. They don't want to be bothered with anybody else. They live their lives and move on with it. But he decided that, you know what, with the money I have, I will have to share with my people. He has supported so many political leaders that had their own visions that, somebody was not even aligned with his, but because he saw the development, he wanted to follow them to see if he could impact with them what they already had, and maybe he could add his day was not working. So he had to step up to the plate and say, maybe I can just do it myself. Instead of looking up to other people to do it, I can do this for Liberia and change the lives of the Liberian people. And that is huge.
Yes. Yeah. And there's three things I'd like to add, Madam Grace. I think both of us would be remiss if we didn't mention Kasuma's Kafuma outfit. I mean, that man looked sharp. And I like to say that the chair, even that they brought in for him to sit, I don't know if they brought it in, so it was just like he looked like a king, okay, like a Mandingo king. That's what I like to say. So I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say that. So Kafuma, I give you a one for the outfits that you wore. It was my understanding that you changed to at the second program.
And I didn't recognize him, when I got in the hall.
Yeah,
He
you
was
are right next to him.
Right here on Thursday, he was dressed up like a king. And
Yeah,
I had to look at the person and say, it said Kafuma. I said, oh my
Yeah.
God. Him, yeah.
yes, and it's so yeah. On Sunday when he was interacting with us even more, I think that's when we're able to recognize, that we know him. But yeah, and something like Madam Grace said, they highlighted the youth. You will see that the transition occurred in terms of making, putting the youth in leadership. Kasim, Kafuma, and Ishmael, they're of a younger, I think, younger people, and they even thought about the program. This is what we talk about thinking about program. It was well thought out that on Sunday evening they invited something that the young people are attracted to, musicians, music,
Music.
So that brought in. We saw a lot of younger people at this Sunday program because a lot of them came in to see the musician, and I was watching and seeing that a lot of the men and women were younger. And as we winding down on our Liberian people and our people who come in and listen to us, we want to just thank all of you again for joining us. But as we're listening to Honorable Billiter speak, I hope you were thinking about what he was telling us and how we can apply what he feels and thinks to Liberia. He talked about togetherness as a country, unifying our country. Um, you can feel the sense of divisiveness in our country. Unity Party versus CDC. We see how the election was only won by 17,000 votes, plus or minus. And so there's this sense of that them, they versus them. And so but yeah, Honorable Billiter comes here and he's talking about, I want togetherness for our country. I I want, as a leader, as the president of Liberia, I'm going to strive to promote peace. He was telling Kafuma, you have to promote peace. Sometimes, you know, you'll be blamed for many things, but you have to promote peace. And he talked about reconciliation. You know, we have been talking about reconciliation since the wartime in our country. Have we really meant or even implemented uh, 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 concepts or be practical about the way that we exercise reconciliation in our country? And with our leader, you know, honorability, that is definitely going to happen. Some simple things to reconcile the country, to bring us together, is either those people, the people who we marginalize, our so-called Zogos versus the not Zogo, the Bisha versus the not Bisha, the Conga versus the Madingo, the Crown versus the Man, all these different, you know, divisiveness that we have going on in our country. We need to come together as a group of people, and that's what honorability was saying. He talked about progress. I like the man too much, man. You know, you got to think about forward march. Where's your country going? Where is our Liberia going? Can we can we say to ourselves? Can we ask ourselves this question? Ourselves this question and say, um, how much progress have we made in the past couple of years? Have we regressed or have we made progress? Is our progress measurable to how much money that we find people are taking out of our country on a regular basis? Those are the questions we're going to ask ourselves. Those are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. Um, it's 9:22, and we both got to get up tomorrow. And so we want to just, I want to just tell you, and Miss Margaret's going to close it. Somebody saying the music is young Liberian, only outlet that doesn't kill. Yeah, that's true. Um, yes, we want to just tell you guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We appreciate your comments, no matter how it may be similar to ours or, you know, come from a different orientation. That is fine. You know, want to thank you for joining us. We hope that you listen to our show, the recording of this show. Madam Grace, I want to just go over to you so you can do your closing, and then we'll say good night to you.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched, the people who watching from within and the people who watching from outside. Still appreciate you. Want to say thank you for being here, always supporting us. And we want to thank you for listening in. As you can see, I'm very tired because I think I lost a day of sleep or two. So I'm still trying to catch up back with my sleep. So right now, I'm really, really sleepy. As you can see, I came from work, and from work, I went to pick up my son. And then I came, after I had a few leisure time, talking myself talk. And then we came on the show. So I am beat. Well, I always will come here because I want Liberia to be a better place. That's my goal. I want Liberia to be a better place. And I want us to open our eyes and see we should not let hate divide us. We should let our what we see and be truthful to ourselves as we see those things, and think about how we can, join a force that will really bring the change to Liberia. And we can see, we know, and for Liberia to be a better place, this is why we are here. I could be lying in my bed right now, really relaxed. Here, just because I want to get that message across. Love for country is more than anything. History will remember me. Even if you don't, these things are being archived. And when I mean that, I mean even if my name is not on a tag, I will be an unsung hero. That my voice will able to be heard for the betterment of the country. Liberia is a beautiful place. Liberia is the lighthouse of Africa. We set the trajectory when it came to people coming to West Africa, to a nation that was so beautiful. Where have all these things gone? The leadership is poor. We keep on over and over putting the same people in that don't care nothing about the country, don't care about the society don't care about our brothers and sisters, don't care about us. It's time for us to vote people that really do care. And we should think about that come 2029. I just want to leave you with that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. And you too, please have a beautiful evening. And we'll see you here on Thursday, where we come back here from 7:30 to 11 American time, 11 to 1:30 p.m. Liberian time.
CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity,